Hey there, Mark Elias with New Albany Realty. Today I'm joined by Justin Rush. Justin is the owner of Soap and Water. They're a magnificent cleaning company that does a whole spectrum of services in the real estate and home ownership field, from power washing to the outside of homes, windows, sidewalks, pavement, pavers, backyard, and so forth. He'll explain further about his services. Justin is a parent of four kids, 7, 6, 4, and 1.5.
Yep.
He's in New Albany school system, living in Westerville, and I'm really pleased to have him part of the program. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me. I apologize.
Yeah, man.
My umbrella is spinning in the wind here.
That's awesome. I was like, man, look at that. Something is behind you.
Yeah. Hey, with 4 kids in the house, this is the only safe place to be right now. So,
I mean, I can appreciate that, Justin. I have 2 kids, and I bitch and complain about having to entertain the kids and being tired and wanting time to just do nothing. And then I'm reminded.
hey, it could be worse. It could be worse. That's for sure. They're 4 healthy, great kids. So, we enjoy them for the most part.
Knock wood. That's a great attitude, by the way, to say, they're happy and healthy and it could be worse. You're absolutely right.
And I've got a fantastic wife that's good with them. So
yeah. Speaking of which, I know you were mentioning to me that your wife is a nurse. Where is she a nurse at?
So she's actually at the surgery center in New Albany, Mount Carmel, New Albany Surgery Center. She just started there about 4 weeks ago, I think.
Wow.
She's still going through orientation there. So she was at Mount Carmel St. Anne's and with 4 little ones. She was working nights, weekends, holidays. So I think she's been doing that for about 10, 12 years. And midnights are taking its toll. So she wanted to get to days. And, the elective surgeries are great because there's, she's not working evenings. She's not working holidays, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a blessing. Yeah. She gets some regularity.
Yeah. It's much nicer having her, working days. And she's part-time, but it's still a huge help at home for sure.
That's great, man. And what's the impact been on her with COVID-19?
Yeah, I mean, so far, not a lot's changed. She still works casual at St. Anne's, so she was able to pick up a shift about a week ago. And it's kind of this COVID has actually reduced the number of people in the hospital by design, right? We wanted to kind of clear the way for any potential surge. I think for a lot of nurses, at least in her experience and at Mount Carmel, they've been affected in a way that we didn't think, which is they're having a hard time getting hours, and the hospitals aren't necessarily laying them off. So I know a lot of them have kind of been redirected to other hospitals, to other units. Her old unit was an actual COVID rule out unit, and that unit has since been shut down, which is a good thing, right? We're not seeing that surge right now, at least there. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And, I know, before we get into Soap and Water, you were sharing with me that you wish it, would have been handled a little bit differently. What's your opinion on just what's going on?
Yeah, it's tough, as small business owners, and Mark, I'm not the owner of Soap and Water. I'm very upfront with it. I'm forward facing. I'm the general manager of it. And a lot of people, there's that confusion, but so yeah, I'm just the general manager. I shouldn't say just, but so, being in small business, and I was a previous small business owner, this is hard times. This is really a challenge. It's difficult for our team. It's difficult for our company. There's just so much gray area. We do exterior cleaning. We clean windows, we clean exterior homes, we do surface cleaning. Being clean feels really good right now. And we did shut down for 2 weeks. We felt like at the time, we wanted to be part of the solution. And we felt that it was responsible for, both the protection of our clients as well as our technicians. So we shut down for 2 weeks, and we're kind of trickling back. So we're we're getting tons of phone calls. We are getting back to work. We're not going in anybody's homes. But it's definitely a challenge for us, right? And we're just, I think there's nothing we can do about it at this point. We're just adapting. A lot of what we do lended itself really well for this scenario. We have online quoting. So if you're interested in getting a quote from Soap and Water, you go to our website, soapwater.com, put in all the information on your home, and it gives you an instant quote.
Yeah, and your website is really, really nicely done. In a prior life, I used to do some web design, and I was in marketing for a number of years. And I was looking at it, I was like, man, it actually looks like a franchise. I thought Soap and Water was a franchise.
Yeah, we get that a lot. The plan, so the current, a lot of people in New Albany know the prior owner of Soap and Water who founded it, Brennan Williams, tremendous guy. He ended up moving to Tennessee, so he sold Soap and Water to a couple New Albany residents, and their goal when they purchased it, they love the branding, as everybody does. It's a great name. It's fantastic branding. So the plan is definitely to grow. And that's what's really frustrating about this is we had a great season last year, and we made some tremendous new hires. We've got an awesome office manager now, Morgan, who you've got to meet. We found a really solid team leader on the window cleaning side, and we have some great technicians on the power washing side, house washing. And we were gearing up for some growth, and of course we had a setback. But that's still definitely a plan of ours. We're still focused mainly on New Albany and surrounding areas, but we definitely plan on expanding into other markets in the future.
That's great. Yeah, being outside cleaning people's homes is less impactful than, let's say, cleaners that have to go inside people's homes. You'll have to excuse me a moment. I am having a moment where I think a sneeze is coming on.
Well, here,
while we do that,
I wanted to talk a little bit about, if it's all right. So, we're not fully back to work. We're not fully, bless you. So what we're doing, I guess, is, to try and help with this is we're working on one-man teams, which is a little different for us. We don't have a full staff right now. Morgan, our office manager, is actually pregnant right now, so she's been home for a while because we don't want to jeopardize that. So we're learning this kind of communication, this kind of process. We're not all coming to the shop together. Honestly, none of us are really back full time yet.
I have questions before you talk more about the bigger picture, man.
Yeah.
So, washing the external of people's homes. I mean, my understanding is there's a power washer, and then there is a mix of various soap and products, and you can change the intensity of that mix depending on what you're spraying. Is that correct?
Absolutely. The industry has changed a ton in the last, 10 years, maybe even a shorter period of time. Used to be that everything was power washing, and you were putting a lot of pressure on siding, on surfaces, on, anything that you're trying to clean. And the industry's kind of evolved to what we call soft washing. I'm going to try and make this sound exciting. So soft washing essentially,
good luck with that.
Yeah, we're not going to damage your home, right? So there's still companies out there that use pressure to clean siding. But if you look at siding manufacturer specifications, you will not find a siding that says it's okay to clean with high pressure. So what we use is, we use a chemical. Prior to COVID, we were always kind of hesitant. We're always very cognizant of what we're using, and we still are. But it's kind of now it's like people want to hear what we're using, right? And they like to hear it. And essentially what we use is a chemical called sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite is pool chlorine. It's bleach, right? The great thing about that is it kills organics. So when you talk about siding, rather than using high pressure, damaging your siding, getting water behind your siding, removing any clear coating on it, we're going to apply this soap and water, and it kills organics. So mold, mildew, algae, all that organic growth the sodium hypochlorite cleans it. And we've got videos on YouTube and our Facebook page. It's amazing. We just about garden hose strength, a little more volume of water. We spray it on, let it dwell, rinse it off, and it's completely clean.
Yeah, I know it's a bit scientific, but my understanding is that north sides of homes accumulate algae in particular as a result of our position in the hemisphere and how much sun we get.
Exactly.
And I actually use that as my kind of compass because I am directionally challenged.
Here's the green at. Oh, that's north.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, just I don't think most homeowners know that they're going to want to look at their north wall in particular.
Yep.
And that informs them as to the health of the siding of the home. How do you guys handle stucco? Because I'm having an issue in my home. I have stucco that's turning pink near my garage. What's that about?
Interesting.
Any idea?
No, I would think that's probably a breakdown of maybe the paint. So stucco can be challenging. Vinyl's great. Vinyl siding cleans up really, really well. It's also really, really good at growing mold. So kind of the best of both worlds. Any of your kind of like porous substrates, stucco, brick, that growth kind of gets in all those pores. It's a little more challenging to clean, but you talked about kind of dialing in that soap to water ratio. Depending on the surface that we're cleaning, we can certainly adjust for it. Whether we're doing a vinyl siding, versus maybe cleaning up a really, really dirty brick patio, we're probably going to change that setting a little bit.
How do you time out the jobs? Like, my back patio, I had power washed. How long, is there, square footage is going to equal this amount of time, so you know how to book your jobs out? What's that?
Yeah, exactly. Our software does all of that. So you mentioned the website. When you go to the website and you fill out all your square footage, we ask you your approximate square footage of your patio. Some people know that, some people don't. We can certainly help. We use Google Earth to do that. So if you know it, you enter it in there, and it gives you the cost. So basically, it's a cost per square foot, depending on the surface, whether it's brick, pavers, deck, concrete. Those formulas are all just entered into our software. You can schedule yourself on our website, so you get your quote, you can approve it. There's videos for all of our services, and it kind of explains that service. You select what you want, you go over to the scheduling piece, you schedule yourself for the available dates, and it will route our crews. It'll only show you dates available for the routing, and it's way smarter than I am.
Wow.
And there's a lot of work, manually as well to monitor that and to keep things smooth. But yeah, it's kind of all, streamlined for us, which is really nice.
Wow. What's the average job length of time?
Well, we do a ton of house washing. So a majority of our pressure washing side, house soft washing side, the average job's about an hour, hour and a half.
Really? I thought you were going to say a lot longer than that, because New Albany homes are typically pretty large.
Yeah, and that's what's great about the process that we do is really, really efficient. We've spent a lot of time researching it, using the best equipment. There's many ways to get chemical onto a home or soap or whatever you're using. We have what, in my opinion, one of the most efficient, best ways to do that, which helps us keep our costs down for our clients. And yeah, just gets us in and out. We don't want to, take up your yard for half a day to do a house wash. So window cleaning is a little different. That takes a little bit longer.
Got it. What's your opinion on roofing? I know roofers are, they're critical, or rather sensitive, to any type of power washing on the shingles, because they erode their stability and the length of time that they'll be secure for the roof. How do you guys handle roofing? Do you even spray roofing?
Yeah, we do a lot of roof washing. Same thing. We're using a soft wash process. It's a little stronger, what we call a little bit hotter of a mix. On vinyls, things like that, it's super easy to clean with this. But when you get into asphalt shingles, we talked about porous substrates. Asphalt shingles are super, super porous. So, but it's a similar process. We never, ever put any kind of pressure on an asphalt shingle roof. That's a surefire way to damage it. Asphalt shingles have come a long way in the years in the wrong direction. Roofing has become super competitive. And as a result of that, quality of shingles has really gone down. So manufacturers are using fillers, predominantly limestone. Well, limestone is an awesome, awesome food for algae. They love it. They feed on it. So what happens is you get that algae, blue-green algae, you get mold, you get moss, you get all this stuff feeding on that limestone. Well, it's deteriorating the shingle. So you've got granulars on that asphalt shingle, and it eats those away. We do a lot of gutter cleaning as well. And I can't believe some roofs, when we clean the gutters, how much of that granule comes out of there. So roof washing not only, helps the roof look better, it's aesthetically pleasing, it's also going to prolong the life of your shingle. If we can eliminate that growth from deteriorating that limestone, then we're going to make that shingle last longer.
Awesome. Well, that's really informative. And what time of year typically do people sign up to receive your services? I imagine that the winter is not ideal.
Yeah. It's actually this year was such a mild winter. We stayed pretty busy. So,
Wow.
But yeah, so to kind of give you like a typical timeline, spring, we're doing a lot of house washing and probably more surface cleaning than we do any time of year. Concrete, patios, brick, everybody's getting ready to be outside. Driveways, basketball courts. And then we do a lot of house washing throughout the summer, tons of window cleaning, of course. And then in the fall, we're cleaning gutters and then kind of similar, we're doing a little bit more surface cleaning in the fall as well, because we've had, you've been using it all summer, you're spilling grease on it at the grill, dropping popsicles, all those things. And then we offer snow removal in the winter. So we keep that to about 50 clients. It's been the same 50 clients for years. There's some fluctuation there, but we've talked about expanding that. But for right now, certainly inquire if you're interested, but we try and keep that to a minimum, something that's manageable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and I'll link you to the post below when this video posts on Facebook momentarily, and then we'll include the website. And I really appreciate the chance to get with you today. You and I have a mutual friend, Jonathan Tomko, who's a really, really cool guy. He's an agent. How do you know Jonathan?
So I think I met him, and I'll go by JT because that's how I know him. He and I worked at the Ohio Department of Transportation in Northeast Ohio together. So he went to a neighboring school, and we just kind of got to know each other through that, and kind of had mutual friends, and just stayed in contact. And then he moved to Columbus, and he knew I was here, so we connected right away. And JT's a great guy.
He's good people.
Yes, he is.
He's good people. We got JT and you're JR.
That's right. That's right.
I call my son Junior.
Nice.
Hey, Junior. All right. Hey, Justin, thanks again, man. Really good time together. Just hold tight. I'm going to stop this recording, and then we could just chat.